What it is, everybody? It's your boy Richie the Monster, aka Monster Big Boss, and you already know Sports Vibes Podcast. Where you know the vibes, man. Listen, we back again, another week, another episode. You feel me? Again, we getting into week 5 of the college football uh regular season, and then obviously week 4 the NFL season. Um, Not, some NBA preseason. You know what I'm saying? We'll get into some NBA preseason. You know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy, cause y'all know the preseason is it's whatever. You feel me? But we'll jump into that. So that's definitely the things we're gonna cover, and then obviously looking forward to the next weeks, these coming weeks in college football and the NFL. So you already know, man. That's what we jumping into, man. Let's get it. What's good, y'all, man? So listen, first and foremost, we gonna get into some NBA news. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, this NBA season is about to start. You know what I'm saying? The NBA season is about to start. So you already know we gotta. What's the word I'm looking for? We love basketball. You feel me? We love basketball, and we want it to come back. But you know, the preseason is the preseason. It's what it's a nice little look, nice little what's the word I'm looking for? Nice little preview of really and truly, you know what I'm saying, what's to come. You feel me? What's to come, for the NBA season. So let's just first and foremost, that I think is probably the most important thing is that the Lakers look like trash. Pretty much the Lakers look like trash, which is music to my ears. Y'all know I hate the Los Angeles Lakers. So the Lakers looking like trash is music to my ears. I hate it for LeBron because I love LeBron. I'm one of the biggest LeBron fans ever, but I hate the Los Angeles Lakers. So you know what I'm saying? It's bittersweet for me. But I was watching them against the Kings, really and truly, and I didn't watch the entire game and stuff like that. It was just kind of flipping back and forth. There was some other games on and stuff like that. But again, the Lakers pretty much have the same problems that they had last year. No really type of I'm not even gonna say ball movement, but the outside shooting was lackluster. What else can I say? Again, really no ball movement. LeBron went 0 for 7 from the field. Which I don't put too much stock into that. I mean, again, it's the preseason. These guys ain't played in months. You got to knock the rust off. But again, the Lakers just look like another team that's just in the Western Conference. I mean, they probably could make the play-in. Now, look, let me not just be completely disrespectful to the Los Angeles Lakers. If LeBron and AD can stay healthy, now, we're not even talking about the Westbrook thing. Like, we're not even talking about the Westbrook issue. But if LeBron and AD can stay healthy, both of them, I mean, the Lakers can definitely, I think, make the playoffs. I mean, definitely be a top 8 seed for sure. If they stay healthy. If they don't stay healthy, then I think a repeat of last year is pretty much in play. Yeah, I know. I saw Anthony Davis say that, like, now the Lakers' philosophy is like whoever gets the ball just goes. Like, no type of, like, I'm like, you had like 6 fast break points the other night against the Kings. Again, it is preseason basketball, so we got to take everything with a grain of salt, but it is basketball at the end of the day. And then, Russ was doing Russ things. I mean, he had a blow by on De'Aaron Fox and got a layup and started rocking the baby in the first quarter, and I'm just like, all right, come on, Russ. Like, that if that's a sign of what's to come for the Lakers season, boy, y'all in trouble. I will say that I do like Kendrick Nunn. I really like that. I still don't understand what happened to him last year. This man ain't played not 1 minute of basketball last year. Like, did he tear an ACL? Did something happen that they just wasn't telling us? But I mean, but he looked, what I'm saying? He looked like why the reason the Lakers signed him to begin with. He looked, His ball handling looked pretty good. I think probably hit a couple outside perimeter shots. Like Kendrick Nunn looked straight. So I mean, I guess that's a silver lining for y'all. But yeah, the Lakers just seem like, again, if AD and LeBron stay healthy, I'm not gonna disrespect them. They're gonna make the playoffs if LeBron and AD stay healthy. Just those two alone. I mean, if LeBron and AD can give you at least 60 games together, I say you're gonna win at least what 60 games. You're gonna win at least 35. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 40 games, maybe. So again, that's a good sign. That'll definitely get y'all into the playoffs. 50 wins. I don't know. I know Unc Shannon Sharp was betting on the Lakers 50 wins. I don't know if I see 50 wins because, like I said, I'm just going off history, and history tells me that AD can't play a full season, and in the last couple of years, LeBron hasn't been able to play a full season. So yeah, I mean, just some regular stuff from preseason basketball. Obviously, Kawhi Leonard's return with the Clippers. Kawhi looked, he looked good. He looked decent. He looked like the Clippers might try to make some noise in the Western Conference. I know a lot of people are saying that they're the biggest threat to Golden State. I don't know how true that is, but we'll see. With Phoenix taking a step back, they could be, because I think Phoenix is going to take a step back. That whole situation is just, I've never seen something turn so like quickly. Like, the Suns are this darling team, then they get beat by the Mavs, and it's just like ever since they got beat by the Mavs, everything that's going on in the Suns organization has just been ridiculous, from the DeAndre Ayton, trade rumors and this and that, then him not necessarily wanting to be there, getting into it with Monty Williams, like then they matched Indiana's offer, and it's like it's just a lot. Then their stuff with the owner, with Sarver, with the racist stuff. It's just the Suns. I don't know. I think the Suns will probably take a step back. I don't think they're gonna be the Suns. You know what I mean? Like that we've been used to the last 2 years. I don't think they're gonna be that team. But I mean, they're still gonna be good enough. They're still a good team. They just got going through some issues right now. So who else in the West? Memphis will be up there. Dallas will be up there. Denver, Jamal Murray came back. Jamal Murray looked, again, every bit as good as he looked. And I mean, you got the 2-time MVP Jokic on there with you. I think Denver will definitely try to make some noise out west as well. Who else is out west? Again, the Clippers. Yeah, the Clippers look good. Again, Kawhi looked good. John Wall looked, like he looked like, not, I ain't gonna say John Wall of old, but he looked like he still knows how to hoop. He's healthy. He looked good. The Cavaliers. I think did the Cavaliers play last night? Let me check. Let me see. Did the Cavaliers play last night? No, they did. Oh, Zion Williamson for the Pelicans. Zion looked pretty good. I think he had what did he have? 13 points in 15 minutes. Didn't have him out there for too long. You know what I mean? But just Zion looked good. You feel me? Looked like he looked in shape, like he had got some weight off and stuff like that. And I'm happy to see that, man. I really think that, Zion could be a real deal, a big time player in this game if he can really stay healthy and stuff like that. I know I was a little skeptical when he first got in the league because just men that size not supposed to be able to move like that. You feel me? So, but Zion looked good and stuff. The Knicks beat my Pistons, but again, it is preseason. I'm not whatever. Ivy looked good for us, for the Pistons. I'm telling you, man. Ivy and Kay Cunningham together, that comp. Ooh, I'm telling you, wait till the season start, man. And you already know, I have to go see the Pistons when they come play the Magic, all right? Yeah, I gotta go see them because I really like our squad. I really like how we doing. I think we could really contend in the East this year for a playing spot. Either a playing spot, or we could definitely make the 8th seed or something like that. Like, I'm telling you, man, my Pistons, I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm liking what I'm seeing. So it's all good. But that was some of the games from last night. And some of the new people coming back. Just listen, basketball almost here, man. I'm excited. You excited? Been excited. You feel me? I've been excited. I cannot wait for basketball. I think October 18th, I think is the first. Let me just make sure. Because I don't want to be giving y'all wrong information. You feel me? I do not want to be giving y'all wrong information. I do not want to give y'all wrong information. Let me see. Yep. Yep. That's the start of the regular season. You feel me? I ain't gonna lie, I really thought it was only. Okay, yeah, so October 18th is the start of the regular season. That's on a Tuesday. That's crazy. We got the Sixers and the Celtics is that first game, and then the Lakers Warriors game is at 10. That's obviously ring night for the Warriors. They gonna get their rings on that night. Bro, that's crazy, man. Listen, basketball's almost here, man. Basketball is almost here. But all right, so let's jump into some college football. You feel me? So as we know, week 5 just passed for college football. My Hurricanes was on a bye week. Thank goodness. Thank goodness that, bro. When I tell y'all, man, it's tough being a Hurricanes fan. It really is. It really and truly is. Oh, week 5 kicked off with something simple. That Thursday we had BYU. They beat Utah State 38-26. You know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy. UCLA, unranked UCLA, might I add, unranked UCLA beat, okay, unranked UCLA beat Washington. What's up with y'all? Like, y'all just said, okay, we gonna lose to UCLA. I mean, I'm looking at this game like, what's going on? I didn't watch it, obviously, but I was following it on my phone, and I'm like, what's going on? You feel me? Like, Washington, what's up with you, man? But that was Friday. Then obviously we moved to college football Saturday. Number 1 Georgia was in a close game with Mizzou. That is now that's ridiculous. I couldn't believe it. I had got the update on my phone that Georgia was down like 20. They was down like what? They was down like 20. Was it 19 or 20 to 22 to Mizzou? And I'm like, nah, ain't no way. There is no way that Georgia is about to lose to Mizzou. You feel me? Now, granted, they did lose to South Carolina last year, but there's no way. Like, I couldn't even fathom it. You feel me? I couldn't even fathom that Georgia was going to lose. That Georgia was going to lose to Mizzou. Hold on, let me pull up. All right, let me pull up the box score real quick. So first off, let me see. Stetson Bennett was 24-43 for 312 yards. No picks, no TDs. Georgia did run the ball for 169 yards. Woo! Oh yeah. They backs had them a nice little day. Georgia's running backs, but to Mizzou though, and then you already know that cost them because they dropped from 1 to 2. Alabama jumped up to 1. Now that's wild. I know Georgia. They upset about that. They gotta be upset about that. Alabama had a tough. Not tough, but they had a nice little squabble with Arkansas though. You know what I'm saying? They had a nice little squabble with Arkansas. Bryce Young was 7 of 13, only for 173 yards. He had a pick and a TD. He had got hurt. What quarter was it? I want to say it was like the 4th quarter. He had got nicked, and he was on the sideline. Cause I was looking, I was like, "Yo, is Bryce Young hurt?" Because the that backup quarterback, what's his name? Jalen Milroe came in. He came in. He was kind of running all over for the field. He was 4 of 9, only for 65 yards. He did have a TD though. He did have a TD, and he also had a rushing TD as well. So, I mean, listen, the man's got wheels. I mean, I'm assuming he's gonna be the quarterback after Bryce Young. You know, Nick Saban love to have them boys in the chamber. You feel me? Just locked and cocked and ready to go. As soon as one leave, you got the next one right up. So, but yeah, Alabama, they beat Arkansas 49-26. You feel me? Next we had Michigan beat Iowa 27-14. I mean, Michigan, they look legit. They looking for real. Now, obviously, we already know what Michigan's test is. It's Ohio State. Whenever Michigan and Ohio State, whenever that game is played, I think that's going to be a real deal clash of the Titans for real. Because I really like Michigan's defense too. I'm a big fan of Michigan's defense, but Stroud and them boys in Ohio State, they not playing no games, man. They not playing no games. They got athletes upon athletes at every single position. So that's gonna be a really good game. Let me see when that game is. When they play. When Michigan and Ohio State play. Oh, they playing. Oh snap! They playing on the 26th. Is that after Thanksgiving? Hold on. Let me look. That is okay. No. Yes, that is. That's that for. Oh snap! That's that Saturday after Thanksgiving. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely gotta watch that game because I'm actually going to Jacksonville for the Jags Ravens game the next day on the 27th. It's Jags Ravens on the 27th, so going to that game. That's game was a game that I put some money on. I bet one of my boys. He from Mississippi, so he bet me on both the Mississippi State and the Ole Miss game, and he got me. He got me on both of them. Kentucky and Ole Miss had a battle, a shootout, and realistically, Kentucky was supposed to win that game. They was on the verge, and at the last second, oh my goodness, man, Kentucky fumbled the ball with like less than a minute to go. There was no time. It was just done. I was like, oh my goodness, come on, man. But nah, that was a really good game. That was a great SEC matchup. Ole Miss, they beat Kentucky 22-19. Oklahoma, what's up with Oklahoma, man? Oklahoma got smacked. I'm talking about like smacked up by TCU. 55-24. That's crazy. And then after they lost to Kansas State last week, what's up with Oklahoma? Like, I know y'all ain't got Lincoln Riley no more, but so y'all just forgot how to play football in Oklahoma? Like that? You telling me that's what happened? I don't know how y'all let TCU smack y'all up like that. That's crazy. Purdue, they upset Minnesota. Minnesota, they was finally ranked at number 21, and Purdue, the Boilermakers, y'all let beat y'all Minnesota. I don't know what's up with that. Kansas State, they beat Texas Tech 37-28. What's next? We got Utah versus Oregon State. Utah, they took this one, man. Oregon State ain't really have no chance. I'm sorry, Oregon Beaver fans, man, but Utah really smacked y'all around for real. Ohio State smashed Rutgers 49-10. Oklahoma State, they beat Baylor. Now, this was a good game. I kind of like this game. I was flipping back and forth between this game and another game, but Baylor, they just, I don't know what happened at the end of that game. Like, I couldn't even tell you. I honestly couldn't even tell you. I mean, Oklahoma State, they played really well. Northwestern, they lost to Penn State 17-7. Wake Forest and Florida State. This game I was paying attention to. Obviously, this is an big ACC matchup. You had ranked at the time 23 Florida State and 22 Wake Forest. Wake Forest got Florida State. Thank goodness, I always want Florida. I want Florida State to go 0-12 every year, 0-11 every single year. That's what I would like. Texas A&M again lost. Not again, but they lost to Mississippi State, costing me some money. Like Texas A&M, and then I just seen something that they're thinking about buying out Jimbo Fisher. I think his buyout is like $95 million. Woo! Hey, these college coaches, man. You know what? I want to be a college coach because even if I'm terrible and stuff, even though I got the number one recruiting class, I'm losing to these teams. Look, I think I want to be a college football coach because I want to get paid like that for real, for real. Then we had Clemson versus NC State. I really enjoyed this game. This was a big ACC matchup. You feel me? Two top 10 ranked teams in the ACC. Clemson, they beat NC State 30-20. Georgia Tech, they probably the upset of forever that Georgia Tech beat Pitt. Like Pitt, what's up with y'all, man? What was y'all couldn't think of something like maybe dress Kenny Pickett up or something, have him come back or something, because how y'all lose to Georgia Tech? Georgia Tech, the team that fired their coach, that didn't win no games all season. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. You know what? Hey, any given Saturday, that's what we really saying. Georgia Tech beating Pitt. That's crazy. I couldn't believe that. Then USC, they smashed Arizona State 42-25. And then Oregon, they beat Stanford. 45-27, just to round out the top 25. Now, so we gonna go to week 6. Some of the key matchups we definitely gotta look out for is Tennessee and LSU. I think that's gonna be a good game. I think that's gonna be a really good game. Tennessee and LSU, both ranked. Tennessee, they in the top 10. They're number 8 actually. They're number 8. Tennessee taking on number 25 LSU. I think that's going to be a really good game. And LSU, they looking okay. I mean, they had that opening week 1 loss to Florida State, and but they've been looking alright ever since then. You feel me? LSU been looking alright. We got what's next? We got Auburn at Georgia. Georgia's gonna kill Auburn. Georgia's really gonna smack Auburn around. Michigan versus Indiana. Michigan is gonna smash Indiana. But who knows? TCU and Kansas. TCU, they jumped up to number 17. They still undefeated, and so is Kansas. Kansas undefeated too. Okay, that's gonna be a nice little matchup. Arkansas taking on Mississippi State. Cincinnati's taking on USF. We got Oklahoma State versus Texas Tech. Utah versus UCLA. Okay, that should be a nice little game. That should be a nice little thing out there in the Pac-12. Got Ohio State and Michigan State playing this week. Ole Miss versus Vanderbilt. Ole Miss, they in the top 10, man. Shout out to Eli Manning's alma mater. You feel me? Like, they in the top 10. Washington, they taking on Arizona State. Yeah, Washington, I don't know what's up with y'all, man. Clemson's battling Boston College. Washington State's taking on USC. Kentucky versus South Carolina. Army versus Wake Forest. BYU versus Notre Dame. I need BYU to smack Notre Dame. I ain't gonna lie. I might put some bread on that one because I know some Notre Dame fans that definitely bet me on that one. Kansas State playing Iowa State. Now Texas A&M versus Alabama. This is gonna be the game. This is really gonna be the deciding. You feel me? Like, because I got a bet with one of my classmates. You feel me? That I'm saying Alabama's winning the SEC West. She's sticking by Texas A&M, which is crazy. Like, I don't even understand how, but whatever. That's nonetheless. You feel me? So, Alabama versus Texas A&M. I need Alabama to mop the floor with Texas A&M. Like, for real. Really avenge that loss from last year. You feel me? Because I know Nick Saban. Nick Saban is like, you feel me? Like, Nick Saban is like, bruh, I can't wait to play them again. I real deal can't wait to play them again. I know Alabama can't wait to play Texas A&M to really avenge that loss from last year, because that I know Nick Saban seething. He can't wait till they go to, and where they playing at? Let me see. They playing in Tuscaloosa? Where they playing at? Where are they playing at? Oh, they playing in Tuscaloosa. Oh yeah. That Alabama crowd gonna be rocking. Oh my goodness. They might put a 50 on them. NC State playing Florida State, and then Oregon is taking on Arizona. So again, some good matchups this week in college football, man. We'll definitely get into all of that next week, after this week. Now, you already know it's time to jump in, and we got to jump into the NFL. Now, first and foremost, let's just get this out the way. Let's get the whole. So, Thursday night football, we had the Bengals take on the Miami Dolphins. Now, when the Dolphins played the Bills last week, we saw what happened to Tua, right? I think he got concussed, but tried to get up, was stumbling, couldn't even make it to his feet, went, got evaluated, was allowed to return to the game. Now, mind you, 4 days later, on Thursday Night Football, Tua's playing again. Tua, he gets hit, and to me, I don't even think he got hit as hard as he did on Sunday. But Tua was visibly like his fingers were scrunched up almost, which usually is a sign of like neurological, you know, whatever and stuff. Again, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know the terms. Excuse me, but I mean, we all know. Any real football fan knows Tua, one, shouldn't have been allowed to come back versus the Bills, and two, damn sure shouldn't have played a week later. I mean, excuse me, not a week later, 4 days later on Thursday Night Football. We know that shouldn't even happen. But Tua was on the field for about 10 minutes. He was rushed to nearby hospital, and where he was released. He was released from the hospital, was able to fly back on the plane and stuff like that. But I mean, just if you go back and really look at the hit, like, come on, there's no way. There is no way. And the NFLPA had already launched an investigation prior to Thursday Night Football about, the Dolphins allowing Tua to go back into the game and things of that nature. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I think the independent doctor, neurologist that worked or advised on like Tua returning back to the game was let go because they said that there were some mistakes made, this and that. I was like, of course. I mean, any normal person saw that, right? Any normal person saw what happened to Tua and says, like, again, we're not old doctors or none of us have, been to medical school, but you watch football, you know that Tua Tagovailoa should have not gone back in that Bills game, let alone played again in Cincinnati. I mean, just I, a lot of people. I don't want to say a lot of people to blame, but a lot of people do take some culpability. I mean, the player, the head coach, the organization. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, the Dolphins ain't like the most trustworthy organization, of all time. I mean, you see what happens. Again, they're undefeated. This is a big game. You're playing last year's Super Bowl champion. You just came off beating arguably the best team in the NFL, the Bills. Like, they're riding on a high. Like let's be real. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. The Dolphins, want to continue to ride this momentum. And Tua himself, he wants to continue to ride this momentum. I mean, he's really up right now. I think he's leading, well, until this week that just passed, was leading the league in QBR. Like, everybody bears some responsibility, but at the end of the day, somebody should have came and said, you know what? Nah, man, this definitely ain't right. Like, Tua shouldn't have went back in the game, let alone played on Thursday. But the Bengals did, Teddy Two Gloves came in and was serviceable. Was serviceable for the Dolphins, but it didn't help none. The Bengals ended up taking that one 27-15. Next, I don't even want to talk about it because I'm a little hurt. Actually, I'm a little hurt. We did have a 14-point lead in Philly, and I really thought we was gonna beat the Eagles. I really thought. I mean, the Eagles rocking right now. I mean, they're the only undefeated team in the NFL left. Jalen Hurts was looking really good, even though he did throw a pick in this game. He did throw a pick in this game. I can't express it enough. The Eagles look good. The Eagles look good. You know what I'm saying? Like, The Eagles look good. I can't I can't express that enough, and it hurts to say because I really thought we was gonna win this game. We had a 14-point lead, and I really and truly thought we was in. I know Jalen pitched through a pick six. That was kind of wild, and I was like, oh my goodness, he didn't even throw for any touchdowns, but he did have a rushing touchdown. Jalen Hurts had a rushing touchdown. He was 16 to 25 for 204. No TDs. He did have a pick. Just my Jags, we okay. We are okay. Like, it's not crazy to say that we could win the AFC South. Like, the Texans are trash. The Colts trash. Tennessee semi-trash. How about that? Like, we actually really and truly could win the AFC South. And in all honesty, it might only take 9 games. We honestly could win the AFC South. I mean, I honestly think, again, Colts trash, Texans trash, Tennessee semi-trash. You feel me? We could real deal win the AFC South, and it only may take, I ain't gonna lie to you, it could only take 8, maybe 9 games to win the AFC South. So, hey, you already know, if we win our division, that's a home playoff game. I would take that. I would gladly take that. You know what I mean? Because I'm definitely going to that game for sure. I'm going to that game. I ain't been to a Jaguar playoff game ever. It's because it's been few and far between. But we ain't gonna talk about that. And rarely have they ever happened in Jacksonville. So for T Law though, T Law was 11 of 23, 174 yards. He had 2 touchdowns and a pick. Um, you know, Trevor Lawrence made some good throws. Again, obviously, he's still doing the growing pains and stuff. But to me, I can tell that Trevor is progressing as a passer. Like, when I watch Trevor Lawrence, I'm like, okay, that's a good quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got our guy. So I'm happy. I'm definitely happy for that. Like I said, if we can definitely win the AFC South this year, and Trevor can get that playoff experience, even if we're one and done. Again, it's all about building. It's all about progressing and moving forward. But again, my Jags, we lost to the Eagles 21-29. Next, we had the London game, which was crazy. Another double doink game. The Saints and the Vikings. This game started at 9:30 in the morning, which is crazy. That's wild, man. Hey, y'all, shout out to y'all people in California on the West Coast, because that means y'all had to be up at 6:30 in the morning to watch some football. That's wild. That's wild. Oh, that's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. That kind of remind me of like it kind of remind me of like when I was overseas and stuff, like when I was in Afghanistan and Kuwait. Like, I had to. So what did we like? I want to say it was like 9 hours, almost something like that. It was like when 1 o'clock football was starting. It was like 8 p.m. then. So like football really wasn't finishing until like almost like 5 in the morning type stuff. You feel me? So, dang, that's crazy. That is wild. That I was really up that late watching football when I was over there. Man, I'm crazy, man. I'm crazy. But yeah, the Vikings, they beat the Saints 28-25. This was a crazy back and forth game. The Saints had a chance to tie it up at least at the end, and double doink hit the side, then hit the bottom. Now, I'm confused because to me, see, if I was a ref, I would have let that rock because it hit the thing. Now, granted, it didn't go over, it didn't go over the goalpost, but it hit it. So I'm like, shouldn't that count? I don't know. Good thing I'm not a ref, or I need to go to referee training school or something like that. But the Vikings, they beat the Saints 28-25. I mean, ooh, my boy Justin Jefferson, that's really who we gotta talk about. 10 receptions, 147 yards. He didn't have no TDs, but I mean Justin Jefferson, he that dude. But on the flip side though, Chris Olave, 4 receptions, 67 yards and a TD. I like Chris Olave. I don't know why. I just do, man. I think he's a really good receiver. Like very young, very solid receiver. And if the Saints could get a real quarterback, yes, I don't believe in Jameis Winston. This is nothing new for any of y'all. Y'all should already know how I feel about Jameis. Like, if they could get, and please don't start with the Taysom Hill as a real quarterback and then cut that out. But if the Saints could get a real quarterback and they got Chris Olave and Michael Thomas, man, I'm telling you, if the Saints this offseason, if they don't make the playoffs, because I did pick the Saints to make a wild card. I think I picked them to make the 7th seed in the NFC. But if they don't, first order business, get Jameis Winston the heck up out of there, right? Get him up out of there and get them a franchise quarterback. They need somebody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even I can't even believe I'm saying this. I mean, even a Jimmy G is better than Jameis Winston in my opinion. Like, I'm just, and I know, and it sucks because like you want Jameis to be good. He did throw for 5,000 yards, over 30 touchdowns one year, but he also threw 30 interceptions. Like, decision making is terrible. It's terrible. But if the Saints get them a real quarterback, they're gonna be scary. They are going to be scary. But the Vikings, man, they're 3-1. They are 3-1. Got the same. I think they got the same record as the Packers. So I don't know. Whew. Did I pick? I don't think I picked the Vikings to make the playoffs in the NFC. I don't think I did because I know I had 2 teams coming out the NFC East. I had the Saints coming out the NFC South. Oh, and I had the Rams and the Niners. So no, I didn't pick the Vikings to make the playoffs, but the Vikings they trying to make me a believer. They really are. Next was the Browns and the Falcons. The Browns, like, if I'm the Browns organization, you gotta give me my lick back from the Jets and now the Falcons. How you lose to the 2 worst teams in the NFL? Like, that's crazy to me. Like, the Browns, like, what's up? Like, but then again, it is Jacoby Brissett. You know what I'm saying? Again, I ain't trying to hate on the man, but he's just okay. Like, he ain't nothing special. He was 21 to 35, 234 yards, no TDs and a pick. Like, ugh, I don't know. What I'm saying is, they waiting. The Browns, they waiting to get Deshaun Watson. When Deshaun Watson come back, like, and that whole thing is behind him and stuff, and the Browns offense is gonna be scary. Nick Chubb, 19 carries, 118 yards, and a TD. Nick Chubb, that dude, and I got Nick Chubb on my fantasy team, so I'm loving that. But on the Falcons side, I mean, listen, Cordell Patterson. You see, Cordell Patterson had 9 carries, 38 yards, and a TD. I like Cordell Patterson. I got Cordell Patterson too. But I can't believe the Falcons won. I am actually shocked. I'm shocked that the Falcons won. But the Falcons, they got them a dub though, 23-20. The Cowboys beat the Commanders. There's not much to say other than the Commanders are complete doo-doo. Carson Wentz is terrible. I've been telling y'all that for a couple years now. The Cowboys, even though I hate the Cowboys defense is legit. I cannot even sit here and act like the Cowboys defense is not that deal. Micah Parsons is that dude. I mean, I don't even know what else to say about that. Granted, they played the Commanders, so it's like, ooh, the Commanders. You know what I mean? Like, that's terrible. I won't lie though. As much as one, I hate y'all name, and 2, I hate y'all quarterback. Washington, them black uniforms, like that black on black with the gold trim, fire. I do like those uniforms. I mean, they kind of give me like Pittsburgh Steeler vibes. like that color rush. I think Pittsburgh had that one year, the color rush with like the all black and then the gold trim. So it was giving me those vibes, but I did like it. I liked the uniforms for Washington, but they team overall just trash. The Cowboys beat them 25-10. I mean, Cooper Rush been playing out of his mind, like not not out of his mind, like good crazy, but he just been keeping it afloat. I mean, Cooper Rush was 15 to 27 for 223 yards and two TDs, no picks. Like very clean game, very clean game for Cooper Rush. Now, I had posed this thing on Facebook, and I said, "Dang, like the Cowboys keep winning games. I should be mad." But no, I don't. I want the Cowboys to keep winning. I thought about it. Like this is how like much I don't like the Cowboys. I want the Cowboys to continue to win, right? I want them to continue to win, except when we play them. They need to lose to us, and I'm going to that game too, cause it's in Jacksonville. So, um, I want the Cowboys to keep winning, right? And then I want Dak to get healthy, right? And I want Jerry Jones and them to say, no, Dak, we're going to continue to ride Cooper Rush. And I want Dak to get mad. And I want him to make a fuss about it, right? And I want y'all to make the playoffs. Then, boom, y'all losing the playoffs, right? But now y'all like, oh, who's going to be the quarterback moving forward? Dak says, I don't want no more of this. Get me up out of here. Request a trade. They trade for Dak. They trade Dak. They move along with Cooper Rush, and then next year Cooper Rush takes them and they go 5-11. Excuse me, 5-12. Sorry, they go 5-12 next year. And boy, will that warm my heart. That will warm my heart because now you don't got Dak no more. You don't got a quarterback of the future, and now you got to go. Now you got Cooper Rush, just an average quarterback. But it's the long game. It's the long game. Gosh, I know you like, dang, Rich, like, that's so evil. Why would you think? Because I hate the Dallas Cowboys. That's it. That's the only thing that you need to know. If you don't know nothing else about me, it's two things you know. I hate the Los Angeles Lakers, and I hate the Dallas Cowboys. So there you go. If you don't learn anything else from Sports Vibes podcast. But again, the Cowboys, they beat the Commanders 25-10. Now the Seahawks Lions, aka the no defense game, 48-45. It was just back and forth all game long. Look, Geno Smith was 23-30 for 320 yards and two TDs. Rashard Penny had two touchdowns himself, and Geno Smith had a rushing touchdown. Geno Smith putting up crazy fantasy numbers. Like, if you had Geno Smith as your starting quarterback this week, you probably won. Okay, this man probably put up what, at least 30 points by himself, right? Yeah, just about 30 points himself. That's crazy. Whew. Listen, Geno, shout out to Geno. On the flip side, Jared Goff, 26-39, 378. He had 4 touchdowns himself. He also had a pick. Then Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams had 2 touchdowns. Like, man, the Lions and the Eagles, I'm like, because you look at them, you like, well, one is 1-3, and the other one is 2-2. Like, what's up with it? Because I was saying last week that the Lions are better than people are thinking, but come on, Lions, you can't be losing games like this. Like 45-48, where was the defense at? That's what I want to know. Like, got Jared Goff and Geno Smith looking like Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, but the Seahawks, they took that one. Okay, they took that one, 48-45. Then we had the Titans and the Colts again, trash versus semi-trash. The Titans took this one 24-17. Tannehill was 17-21, 2 touchdowns, no picks, 137 yards. Okay, that's not bad for Tannehill. That's a pretty calm game for Tannehill. Shout out to my boy Felker, biggest Titans fan I know. It's crazy. Matty Ice was 27-37 for 356. He had 2 touchdowns as well. Again, just a pretty tough divisional matchup. Very physical game, actually. But the Titans came out on top on that one. They beat the Colts. The Giants over the Bears. I picked this one. I just want to let y'all know that. I don't know if you could really call it picking. The Bears are terrible, and I know the Bears are terrible. Their offensive line is trash. couldn't produce anything. I mean, realistically, couldn't produce nothing. Kicked 4 field goals, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, yep, kick 4. Oh, and I should have had. And you know what's crazy? I had the Bears kicker last week because I had the Chiefs kicker and he was out, so I picked up the Bears kicker just because I was just like, all right, he was the highest projected kicker last week. I picked him up and then I dropped him because I think I picked up a gold from the 49ers. I don't know why he wasn't picked up, but yeah, the Giants, they beat the Bears 20 to 12. Listen, Daniel Jones, as trash as Daniel Jones is, Daniel Jones did have 2 rushing like he's more athletic than he is it's crazy because quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts and stuff like guys that can really run the football and throw it a little bit, like they're the ones that's like, oh, he should play running back, da 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 da. But Daniel Jones is a better running back than he actually is a quarterback. I mean, he went 6 carries, 68 yards, 2 touchdowns. He only threw for 71 yards, 8 of 13. No picks, no TDs. Like, Daniel Jones is a better running back than he is a quarterback, and that's ridiculous. He went number 6 overall. Just remember that. Giants. He went 6 overall. I'm not gonna say nothing. He went number 6 overall, just to refresh y'all memory. So, oof. But again, look, the Giants, they 3-1. They 3-1. They say, are they say? No, excuse me. I'm sorry. Well, they third in the NFC East right now because I think because the Cowboys beat them. So yeah, but I ain't gonna lie, the NFC least is looking more like the NFC East now. Like, I mean, you got 3 decent teams in there, you know. So we'll see. Really, I can't wait for that Cowboys Eagles game. That's what I'm really looking forward to. The Jets beat the Steelers. Like, let me just hold on. Let me say that one more time because I don't know if you heard me. The Jets beat the Steelers. The Steelers are trash. Okay, the Steelers are trash, and now they fully said that they're going forward with Kenny Pickett. I don't know what took them so long. My thing is like, right, when I be thinking about like things that go on like in an NFL organization, like when it comes to like quarterback battles or quarterback competitions, excuse me, like what was Mike Tomlin seeing in Mitchell Trubisky? Like, how the hell did Mitchell Trubisky come from Buffalo and become a captain? Like, I'm just so like, this man Kenny Pickett played at Pittsburgh, has used the same facilities that the Pittsburgh Steelers players were using, and then you drafted him. Why not go with him? Like, I'm so confused. I'm so confused. I don't know what the Steelers saw in Mitchell Trubisky, but he's a backup quarterback for a reason. I'm looking at it right now. Listen, Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson was 18 to 36 for 252. He had a TD and 2 interceptions, but he also did catch a touchdown pass as well. Zach Wilson caught a touchdown pass. They did the old Philly special, pretty much. So I guess it's like the New York Jets special. You know what I'm saying? And his gritty was pretty fire. I won't lie to you. It was a nice little gritty Zach Wilson hit. But Kenny Pickett was 10 to 13 for 120 yards. He had 3 interceptions and 0 touchdowns. But again, that's just, I'm not. You can't call the man trash. I mean, again, he's a rookie quarterback, and that's what he looked like. He looked like a rookie quarterback, and that's, you're gonna have some growing pains as a rookie quarterback. So I can't fault the man for that. Let him get some reps underneath his belt. Let him get his feet wet. Let him, get behind center sometimes. But the Jets, they beat the Steelers. Steelers are 1-3, man. The Jets stay 2-2. That's crazy. The Jets 2-2. They won 2 games. Now the Bills Ravens game. Now this game, I was watching this game. My cousin, he's a Ravens fan, so I was at his house. We was watching the game, and I'm looking like, I just know, like, the Ravens defense, like, yeah, why y'all letting people just get behind y'all and get so open. You feel me? But I know everybody's gonna talk about at the end the Ravens. I think with what was it with like 3 minutes and change left, they it was fourth down. They could have kicked a little chip shot field goal, 15-yard field goal, or they could go for it and try to go up seven. I know people are like, oh, analytics, this and that. Me, I would have just took the points, right? You kick the field goal, you put your trust in your defense. You say, look, defense, we believe in you. All you got to do is keep them essentially out of the end zone. You feel me? Because even if you let them in field goal range, it's not a guarantee they're going to make the field goal. So at least just give us a chance. That's what I would have done. Just because you see, the only thing is that I think why it's so bad is because Lamar threw the pick to Poyer in the end zone, and now they get it on the 25 instead of if he would have just threw it out of bounds, right? Or he would have threw it and it was incomplete. The Bills would have been backed up all the way to the 2-yard line. So I think that's what Harbaugh was thinking in his mind, was saying, okay, if we don't get it, they're backed up to the 2-yard line. They literally have to go the entire length of the field, or at least 60, at least 60 yards to try and put some points on the board. You feel me? 50, 60 yards to put some points on the board. So, again, if I was Harbaugh, I would have just kicked the field goal. And, again, it's not about not believing in Lamar. I know people are like, oh, well, you have Lamar Jackson, the most dynamic quarterback. Sometimes it's not about that, and forget analytics. It's not about analytics either, when it comes to numbers. What do your eyes see? You feel me? In my eyes, I would have kicked the field goal, would have went up points, and we would have played spectacular defense. You feel what I'm saying? Because you never know. You just never know. To me, I hate leaving points on the table, and I understand in certain situations it called for it, but in this situation, I didn't think it was. So, but the Bills, they did take this one 23-20. I won't lie. I mean, the world beater Bills been looking pretty. I ain't gonna say regular, but they've looked beatable the last 2 weeks. I mean, the Dolphins got them last week, and then this week they almost lose to the Ravens. So it's like, I don't know, maybe the AFC might be a little bit more interesting than we thought. I mean, we already knew it was interesting, but it's really it's getting up there. So the Bills, they beat the Ravens 23-20 on that one. Chargers beat the Texans. No need to even talk about that. Chargers, they finally look like how the Chargers are supposed to be, but the Texans are ass. So, but Justin Herbert was 27-39, 2 TDs, 340 yards. Thank you, Justin Herbert, because I had you in a couple of my fantasy leagues, so I really appreciate that, man. And my thing is, when is Keenan Allen coming back? Keenan Allen ain't back. He didn't even play. I need Keenan Allen to get back, okay? Because I got Keenan Allen on my fantasy team as well. You feel me? So I need Keenan Allen to come back. The Cardinals beat the Panthers. Let me just say this. Baker Mayfield is an average quarterback. I repeat, Baker Mayfield is an average quarterback. There, I said it. Because it's the truth, man. A lot of people hyping up Baker Mayfield like he was supposed to go to Carolina and be the next Cam Newton. Like, please, stop it. And people really think the Carolina Panthers are going to make the playoffs? Y'all tripping. I want some of what y'all smoking, man. But the Cardinals beat them 26-16. Let me see. Kyler Murray was 23-32, 207 yards, a pick, and he had 2 TDs. So, decent game for Kyler. Baker Mayfield, 22-36, 197 yards, a TD, and 2 interceptions. I mean, again, Baker Mayfield is average. There's no way around it. I mean, to me, the Panthers could have saved themselves, $13 million, and what is it, conditional 6th or 7th round pick? Because you could be playing the same way with Sam Darnold, and you already had him under contract. So, to me, I don't see what was the point of bringing Baker in. He ain't doing nothing for you. Packers, Patriots, this one went into overtime. Crazy back and forth with the Patriots and the Packers actually. Another week, another Packers receiver drops a touchdown that was right in the hands of him from a perfect pass from Aaron Rodgers. But the story of this game, obviously Mac Jones was out, so Brandon Hoyer got to start, but Brandon Hoyer got hurt literally like within minutes of the ball game, in that first quarter, and now in comes Bailey Zappi, okay, third string quarterback that took the Packers, I mean, pretty much to the brink, pretty much to the brink. Let me see, and this was in Lambeau, was it not? This was at Lambeau, yeah. This was in Lambeau. I mean, the Packers did end up get the win, 27-24 in overtime. But Aaron Rodgers said after the game that this way of winning, the Packers can't sustain. And I don't. I mean, the Packers defense is good. You know, they're not like the 2000 Ravens defense or the 85 Bears or anything, but they're good. And they've been getting by with that. And Aaron Rodgers is still Aaron Rodgers. Just receivers just they got to stop dropping touchdowns. I mean, or why? I'm talking about wide open. That one when just come like I'm talking about in his hands and he dropped it. But it is what it is. But Zappi was 10 of 15 for 99 yards. He had a TD. So decent game for him. Didn't even know he was gonna play. So, you know, really came in cold. Aaron Rodgers was 21 to 35 for 251 yards. He had two TDs. He had a pick. He did have a pick six, which is crazy because Aaron Rodgers doesn't throw interceptions. I mean, we know that. We know it. The greatest quarterback of all time, in my opinion, doesn't throw interceptions. So that was just a one-off. I mean, just a great read, or I don't know if the receiver ran the wrong. We don't know, but it's Aaron Rodgers. But the Packers, they ended up winning. Again, Packers, they're 3-1, got the same record as the Vikings. I'm telling you that. Oof, that NFC North, man. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I didn't have the Vikings. I did not have the Vikings competing in that division at all. But they making me out to be a believer. Then we got the Raiders and the Broncos. This division matchup. The Raiders actually beat the Broncos 32-23, which is crazy to me. Let me ask y'all. So in Denver, y'all just want to keep losing games? I just want to keep losing games in Denver. Like, what y'all bring Russell Wilson there for? You feel me? Like, y'all brought him there to get beat by the Raiders. The Raiders, who just got their first win, was winless all season. I'm looking at Russell Wilson, 17 to 25, 2 TDs, no picks, 237 yards. Like, and he had a rushing TD. Russ had a pretty good game, but they couldn't hold off the Raiders. I'm looking at the Raiders. Derek Carr was 21 to 34 for 188 yards, no picks, no TDs. Josh Jacobs really kept them in the game. Josh Jacobs, 28 carries, 144 yards, and 2 TDs. Like, whoa, whoa. Like, the Raiders actually won a game. Yeah, man. I couldn't believe it myself. I couldn't believe it myself. This was in Las Vegas though, so they was in front of their home crowd. So I guess they had to feel some sense of pride and stuff like that. But the Raiders, I mean, again, I had every team in the AFC West making the playoffs. The way the Raiders and the Broncos is looking, I don't know, man. I don't know how true that is. I really don't know. I mean, Kansas City's still looking solid, and so are the Chargers. But the Raiders, Broncos, y'all let the Raiders beat y'all? Come on, man. Then we had Sunday Night Football. Chiefs taking on the Buccaneers in Tampa. Obviously, this is a Super Bowl from a couple years rematch. Again, the Chiefs look like the Chiefs. I mean, they put up 41 on arguably the best defense in the NFL. Tampa, I don't know what happened. Just offensively, they just They didn't look like themselves. And Mike Evans was back. He did catch him a touchdown. Though I'm looking at Brady's numbers, 385. Threw for 385. He was 39 to 52 for 3 TDs, no picks. Like um uh Rashad White had a rushing touchdown as well. Again, Mike Evans had 2 touchdowns. So I mean, the Bucks offense like looked like whatever, but their defense just the Chiefs just kind of did whatever they want. I know the Bucks kind of started out the game like they had a really early turnover that the Chiefs turned into points, but Patrick Mahomes is just doing crazy. He doing like backyard football stuff that's just like working. He was 23 of 37 for 249, 3 touchdowns, and he had a pick as well. Clyde Edwards-Helaire chipped in. He had a rushing touchdown. But the Chiefs, man, like the Chiefs, they look like the Chiefs, like how we're used to seeing the Chiefs move since Carson Wentz. And I know, a big thing was made about the losing Tyreek Hill, and obviously their offense is a little bit different because you don't have that just speed guy that just can beat defenses time in and time out. Now they're just doing it methodically. They're just let me hit Juju, 8 yard scamper. Let me hit Mecole Hardman, little 15-yard game. Like there's not that big, huge, explosive play, but it's still like the Chiefs scoring every time we get the ball. Like that's Chiefs football. That's what Andy Reid wants to do. I mean, that's what any team wants to do. But Andy Reid, he wants to get put up touchdowns. Andy Reid don't like to kick field goals. You feel what I'm saying? They want to put points on the board. And just Patrick Mahomes, like there's a play where Patrick Mahomes was pretty much sacked, and he still threw the ball and got the ball off to like Juju Smith-Schuster. He was going down for a sack, like literally tackled, and as he's falling, throws the ball to Juju for a first down. Like that's crazy. That man it's wild. It's wild what Patrick Mahomes can really do. But the Chiefs, they ended up taking this one 41-31. I mean, again, the Chiefs they look like the best team in the AFC right now. In all honesty, yeah, I don't think it's Buffalo. I think the Chiefs are looking like the Chiefs, and obviously the Eagles are looking like the Eagles. Then Monday night, we had Monday Night Football. We had this division matchup, the Niners versus the Rams. And I don't know what it is, but I seen it was a meme of like Tom Brady and Mitchell Trubisky like side by side, and it was like Jimmy G whenever he plays the Rams is Tom Brady, and then when he plays any other team in the league, he's Mitchell Trubisky. Like I don't know why that's so true, but listen, the Niners just got the Rams number. Now, granted, the Rams did beat the Niners in last year's NFC Championship game. I mean, that's the game that counts. But for some reason in the regular season, the Niners always got the Rams number. And I'm looking at Jimmy G. Jimmy G was 16 to 27 for 239, a TD, no picks, and just had a solid game. Debo Samuel had 6 receptions for 115 yards. He had a touchdown. He had a nice little scamper where he broke like 3 tackles. Like, bro, Debo Samuel, that man is a beast. That's who I should have on my fantasy team. But yeah, the Niners, they took this one 24-9, and just on the Rams side, like Matt Stafford just didn't look like Matt Stafford at all. He kind of looked like Detroit Matt Stafford for some of this game. I was like, is that Matt Stafford for Detroit? From Detroit? Because that's what he looked like. He was 32 of 48 for 254 yards, no TDs and a pick. Like, but with the turnovers with the Rams, it's like when they're turning the ball over. Like, it's just like bad timing interceptions that Matt Stafford is throwing. Like, I don't know what's up. I don't know if that elbow is really bothering him or what's going on. But it just seems like with the Rams offense, if Cooper Kupp ain't open, like either Matt Stafford is gonna force it to him or he just not looking at nobody else. Like everybody thinking like Allen Robinson was supposed to come over and really take over as wide receiver number 2, but it's literally been Cooper Cup, Cooper Cup, Cooper Cup. It's like let me see, Cooper Cup had what, 14 receptions. He had 19 targets and 14 receptions for 122 yards on Monday night. Like, it just seems like Matt Stafford ain't looking for nobody else. Then Higbee had 14 targets and 10 receptions, 73 yards. Allen Robinson only had 6 targets and 2 catches. Like, so what was the point of bringing him over? And y'all paid him. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, I think he's on, what, a 3-year deal or something like that. So what's the point of having that big body possession receiver if you're not going to use him? Again, I don't know if Sean McVay needs to scheme some stuff up or whatnot, or if it's just bias that Matt Stafford only looks for Cooper Cup. But it's not an issue just yet because the Rams are still good. I mean, I still think they're going to make the playoffs. But if they mess around, listen, they're going to mess around and have the Niners win this division. You feel me? And they're gonna have to go to I almost said Candlestick. That's the old Niners built stadium. But they're gonna have to go to Levi Stadium and play the Niners. And in front of that crowd, that Niners crowd in the Bay is gonna be rocking. Yeah, man. The Rams better stop playing. They better get their act together. You feel me? They better get their act together. But as far as next week goes, the matchups, obviously, Thursday Night Football, we got the Colts and the Broncos. Got a divisional matchup, Texans taking on the Jags. In London, out in London, we got the Giants and the Packers. That game starts at 9:30 in the morning. Ooh, I'm going to have to wake up. All right, we got the Steelers and the Bills next week. Chargers, Browns, Bears, Vikings, Lions, and the Patriots. Okay. Seahawks, Saints. We got the Dolphins and the Jets. That should be a good little divisional matchup. Bucks taking on the Falcons. Titans and Commanders. 49ers, Panthers. The Rams and the Cowboys. I think this is the game of the week right here. The Cowboys going out to SoFi to take on the Rams. So that should be a good game. We got the Eagles and the Cardinals. Ravens, Bengals, that divisional matchup. And then we got Raiders, Chiefs on Monday night. So got some pretty good matchups this upcoming week. But anyways, man, again, that's all the time that we have for today. Just want to, before I go, definitely want to give a shout out to Aaron Judge, who hit his 62nd homer. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I want to say it was yesterday, right? But again, shouts out to Aaron Judge, who now holds the record for most home runs in a season in, I forgot what league he played. Look, I don't know. I don't know nothing about baseball. I can't even pretend like I do. You feel me? I just know I love the Yankees. Forever will love the Yankees. So shout out to Aaron Judge, man, on that home run record. But that's all the time that we have for this week. Again, man, make sure you follow Sports Vibes Podcast on all platforms. That's Instagram, Sports Vibes Podcast, Twitter, Sports Vibes Pod. Also follow, subscribe to the YouTube channel, man. Leave a comment, like, share, tell a friend to tell another friend, man. Sports Vibes Podcast on YouTube as well. So, but again, man, thank y'all so much for rocking with me, man. It's me, Richie the Monster, aka Monster Big Boss, man, and I'm gonna catch y'all next week, man. Peace.